Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the latest generation for the Ford Explorer. This is the ST line. It's finished off in carbonized gray metallic. MSRP is just over $45,000. Now there are several trim levels that you can go with the Explorer, and this is basically right in the middle of that lineup. Now let's start off with what this is powered by, which is the 2.3 liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder. It is paired to a 10-speed automatic. Pumps out 300 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. It is rear-wheel drive. It'll do 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds with its curb weight of 4,300 pounds. And it also has an 18.6 gallon fuel tank. You'll expect to see 20 miles per gallon in the city, 29 out on the highway. And as far as ground clearance goes, it's just over 7.5 inches. Now as we work our way up front, you'll notice that this model gets a forward-facing camera, Ford badge just above that, along with Explorer at the base of the hood. This also has a very large grille. There's several cutouts to provide additional cooling as needed. There's also a really nice design for the LEDs, where there's LED fog lights down below with the gloss black trim accents, and there's also a cutout there to help better improve airflow. Now there's also parking sensors, along with a sensor for distance pacing, and then some more cutouts in gloss black in the lower section. And then really nice bulges that come down the hood. Now this is also equipped with a set of 20-inch wheels with a two-tone design. You'll notice there's some plastic trim accents on the front bumper that works its way to the fender arches. It's also on the side skirt, where Explorer is stamped in that lower section, and then there's a gloss black trim accent just above that. It's also on the mirror caps, where there's a camera and a turn signal, and then black for all the window trim. It's on the roof racks too, and then there is no sunroof for this particular model. And then there's really crisp lines at the height of the door handle as well as above that lower side skirt, just giving it a great side design. Now there's a spoiler with the third brake light, wiper blade in the lower section. There's LEDs for all the lighting, backup camera, parking sensors, and this is equipped to tow right around 5,000 pounds. Now this also has remote start, and it works very quickly, where you can activate that. You can also shut the vehicle off, of course. Now you can use the control on the button or just push underneath the R there, and you can gain access to the cargo space. Now the Explorer is a 3-row SUV, and for its smaller size, look at how much space you get with the third row up. You do have some hidden storage underneath the floor where you can place some items as needed. There's some tie downs. You have a 12-volt and a dome light. And then the third row is manual, where you have a ton of space with that folded down. And of course you can fold down the second row too if you need even more space. And then there's 2 buttons up top, so you can close the liftgate or lock the vehicle as well. If you do lock it, there's proximity door handles, and then a very nice interior for this ST line. There's all the red stitching. You have tons of storage in the door and some neat trim accents too. Now what's interesting with this bench style seat is that the outer 2 seats will move forwards and backwards, but the middle seat is fixed. You can fold that down independently, but it does not move forwards and backwards. So you have a recline lever here that you can also use to make the seat nice and flat. And then this is the easiest way to get into the third row, so sliding that seat out of the way. Now at 5'10", I could honestly ride around in the back. I have a good bit of leg space. You'll notice there's a drink holder, some storage, you have some auxiliaries, and I have about 3 inches or so of headroom. Only downside is that the seat, the base of it is very low, so my knees are sticking up very high. So better for smaller kids, but I could ride around if I really needed to. So if you're not using your SUV as a 3-row all that often, this is a nice compact size that's very functional too. Now once in the second row, I have plenty of space. There's also storage pockets. You have fan speed, temperature, auxiliaries where you'd like the air to go, even more cup holder storage, and you get more in the armrest here when you flip that down. And then we have an adjustable seat where I can get nice and comfortable. You have vents up top along with a hook and the lights there. Now up front, all of the materials are just like you saw. You have a lot of storage down below. Your window control, side mirror adjustments. This model also has the Bang & Olufsen sound system too. And then you'll notice ST line down below, and then a really nice design for these seats. They are power operating. And there's a neat little design here with Explorer, established in '91 with a small depiction there. And then as we start this up, we have a solid and perforated leather steering wheel with the red accents. On the left side, all of the cruise control settings with distance pacing. There's also volume. And then on the right side, there's voice commands, tuning, and you have some controls to go through the digital gauge cluster. So currently we are in My View, which is a customizable setting. You can adjust what you would like to see, and then you can go through the rest of this information as needed. So not a ton, but you have a good bit here. And then you'll notice the fixed info on the left and the right. Now there's a liftgate control, headlights, along with fog lights, and a dimmer switch. You have one air vent. And then with the infotainment system on the home screen, you get a split view here. You can also pull up some of these icons, and then you have a lot more to go through here. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a few others there depending on what you would like to see. Now the lower section is always going to be fixed, so you can get into your temperature, your heated seats, heated steering wheel, there's fan speed, where you'd like the air to go. All of that is laid out very nicely. Now underneath that, there's also air vents. You have volume for your audio, there's engine start stop. You can get into your parking chimes, there's the hazards. You do have a shortcut to access the camera system. So you can pull up your forward facing angles as well as a few rear facing angles. And then there's traction control and the brake hold. You have a lot of storage underneath that. You even get hidden storage below that where there's auxiliaries tucked away in the back. And you have a cutout here so you can pull cables out and have your electronics. Now there's two cup holders, and then this is how you gain access to reverse, where you have a few different angles. When you twist this into drive, simply push that camera shortcut again, and now you can pull up the forward facing angle. There's also a low range gear as well that you can use as needed. There's an e-brake, and then you have a lot of driving modes, including some towing, on-road and off-road, depending on the driving that you are doing. You have plenty of storage here, a locking glove box, along with Explorer and that trim accent. And then there's the rear view, dome lights, and a sunglass holder, along with garage door buttons. And then here's a look at visibility. It's very easy to see. So for a 3-row SUV, it's not on the large size, but it's definitely very easy to see. And still in sport mode, here we go. It definitely packs a punch for this engine, so we can easily get up, merge. I have no complaints with the power that this model has. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the latest generation Ford Explorer. Pretty simple in terms of the controls and everything, but you have a lot of tech features for the mid $40,000 range for the Explorer. Now you can go all the way up to the ST, which is going to give you a lot more power. You have a lot more features, just depending on your budget and what you like to spend. It's going to top out in the low $50,000 range. So for a brand new 3-row SUV, that's not bad in today's market. With a lot, there's larger 3-row SUVs, of course, but this is definitely something to use a couple times with that 3rd row, unless you have some small kids. And even with it being a 3rd row, the maneuverability, look how tight this is. That's very impressive. It's super maneuverable. If you're maybe intimidated or you don't want a large, full-size 3-row SUV, this drives just like a basic 2-seat or a 2-row SUV with the maneuverability and everything that it has. So it's a really nice option to go with, especially for the price and what you get. But it's been a great daily driver the last couple of days, and it's a good option to go with. There's also a few Easter eggs that are hidden in this model. There's a Ford Silhouette Explorer on the bottom of the windshield there. There's also one on the passenger side and in the door jamb too on the driver's side. So things I didn't notice until having it for a couple of days. Neat to see those. But that is going to wrap it up for this latest model Ford Explorer. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.